Look at this, it is beautiful. Gorgeous, nice color, a little bit of a crisp. So now the trick is to let it rest. Ooh, look at this cheesy mash. I can't wait to eat this. I'm getting very hungry. Smells nice. Today we're going classic British. Yes, 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 you may have guessed it. I'm gonna be cooking a cottage pie, Hello Chef style. And who knew that you could make a classic recipe like this with just over 600 calories? All the history, all the comfort, all the flavor, and no guilt. I think that sounds too good to be true, so let's get started. So I've started by putting on my oven to 200 degrees. You could also use 180 with a fan. So today in our cottage pie, we're gonna have carrots, we're gonna have peas, we're gonna have obviously the potato, onion, garlic. You could easily use maybe some zucchini. You could potentially put even some spinach. Might not be a traditional cottage pie, but if you're trying to increase the uptake of your vegetables, then you should definitely go for it. My mom is French and she used to make something very similar called hachis parmentier. You could chuck in some vegetables as well if you wanted, and then the mashed potato on the top. Next is the carrot. You could chop it into small squares, but if you're feeding small children, for instance, typically it's quite nice to grate. So I'm gonna peel my potatoes and then chop them. And because we're making mash, there's no need to be particularly artful with the shape of your potato squares, but obviously the smaller, the faster. I had pre-boiled some water, but potatoes are very good in cold waters. And remember to add a generous pinch of salt. Potatoes do absorb a lot of salt, and that's it. Then we boil the potatoes. So meanwhile, we can heat the pan, a little dollop of olive oil or any oil of your choice. So once the pan is hot, I'm gonna add the meat and the onion, a pinch of salt. So we're gonna fry everything together for about 5-7 minutes. It's good to keep the heat quite high so that you can get the meat to brown and some of the liquids from the onion to evaporate as well. So once the meat has a nice brown color, we're gonna add in the garlic and as well the tomato paste. And mix it well. I'm getting very hungry, smells nice. We're gonna pop in the carrots. We're gonna add in a little bit of water. For 2 people, I'm gonna add 200 ml. I'm gonna add in a stock cube, the Worcestershire sauce, so a little bit of brown sugar, which is perfect. It's gonna mellow the tartness from the tomato paste, and then we're gonna need lots of pepper. So I'm gonna mix it all well together, and then I'm gonna reduce the heat, and then I'm gonna cover it with a lid, and we're gonna let it cook for 15 to 20 minutes. So let's see if our potatoes are ready, and yes, they are fully ready to be mashed. And I'm just gonna drain my potatoes. We're gonna add in the butter. One of the best ways to make sure that your potato mash has flavor, if you're not sure if you're gonna dare to put enough salt in it, is to use salted butter. And then I'm gonna add in some milk, up to your preference, whether you like your mash nice and creamy and quite soggy, or whether you like it a little bit harder and stiffer. I'm gonna put in a couple of tablespoons to start. So now I'm gonna add in an egg. The egg adds a nice color and also consistency and the creaminess from the yolk. We're gonna season with salt. I'm gonna pour in the grated cheddar, but I'm just gonna pour half, and then the other half I'll use to top my pan before it goes into the oven. And again, with cheese, you could use a variety of cheese. If you have in your fridge some Gruyere, if you have even grated mozzarella or something else. All right, the mash is ready. It's looking good. So let's see what's happening in the pot. Looking gorgeous. I think we're ready to add the peas, and then I think it's time for us to just taste a little bit before we put it in the oven. At this point in time, we can still add a bit of salt or pepper if needed. I think we're good. I've taken an oven-proof dish and I'm gonna pour in the meat sauce. Ooh, look at this cheesy mash. I can't wait to eat this. So I'm gonna top it with the mash. And then this is where you can use your artistic skills. So you can go crazy with the design on the mashed potatoes. We finally topping it with the cheese, and that's it. We're gonna pop it in the oven for about 20 minutes. Wow, look at this, it is beautiful. Gorgeous, nice color, a little bit of a crisp. So now the trick is to let it rest at least 5 minutes, because if you're gonna try to spoon it out before that, you're gonna have a soggy mess on your plate. It needs to rest a little bit so the juices get to condense themselves a little bit evenly in the pan, and then we're gonna have a nice spoonful of cottage pie. So I can't wait to see what we find in here. It's been resting for a good 5 minutes. Classic British food made in less than 60 minutes. I can't wait to eat this. This smells gorgeous. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you'll be making cottage pie soon. Bon appetit!